Okay, I am live. Oh boy. Let me fix this real quick. What the heck? Why so many options? Okay, there we go. Sorry, just adjusting my audio, guys. Okay. Cool. So let me just do a quick sound check. I haven't played much today. What's up, George? How you doing, man? Good to see ya. Hope you're having a good Friday, man. All right. I'm getting my hands warmed up here. I've not played today. And sometimes I like to do some exercises, as boring as it might be for you guys. So bear with me. I might do some Frank Gambale's Chop Builder. We'll see. Might do something else. I don't really know yet. Let me see what I have to work with here. I have a lot of stuff I can go through. Try not to bore you guys to death. This should be like a running reel here. Anytime you're on my live streams, you guys are going to hear the metronome with me. Which I guess is a good thing, but I know it could annoy some people. You guys would be like, really? Or if you listen to the metronome, you son of a gun. I'm like, yeah, sorry. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to find an exercise I want to do here. What's up, Jade Guitars? How you doing? Good to see ya. Thanks for joining. All right, I'm getting a PDF pull up I can follow along with so I can do some exercises. All right, let's do some light legato stuff. Let's see here. Hopefully my audio's loud enough, and do that like about 1,000 more times. Okay. Speed up here just a tiny bit. Sometimes it's good just to do left hand only, which is what I was doing for half of that. Anyways. Try again. My hand's very cold. It's okay though. Okay, let's try to warm up a bit more here. Oops. There we go. Kind of rushed the last beat on that. Get my hands a little bit more loosened up. Okay. A little bit awkward now. Kind of fell off beat and went back on. Whoops. Awkward. Kind of sped up a little bit. Oh well. Whoops. Always awkward doing that. Trying to do that with just my left hand only. sloppy on these. I rushed a few beats there. Hope you guys are having a good Friday out there. Thanks for joining me, by the way. A little off on the timing. Wait. A little sloppy, but it's okay. We'll get there. Kind of awkward rolling with the pinky. up slowly, but not really a lot. All right, take a breather for a second. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm not sure who's watching. I can't see my, doesn't show me the viewers on here. So if anybody's there, hope you're having a good Friday. Thanks for joining me. Just trying to get my arms warmed up. Haven't done really any practice this week, so shame on me for doing that, I guess. Okay, but I teach a lot, so you think I'd practice, but I'm mainly making homework for people and stuff and typing. That's a lot of what I'm doing. But cool deal. Thanks for joining me so far. I'll do some more warm-ups here in a second. Just going to kind of lightly stretch my hands out a bit. Take it easy. Try not to do too many crazy things. How you doing, Winter Synth? Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Just playing some sloppy junk here. Try to get the old arms and stuff warmed up a bit. See, Greg Howe released his book this week. I did see that, and I'm going to check it out for sure. I love Greg Howe. Very interesting, the approach on arpeggios that he has, so I'm definitely interested to see what his technique is about. I'll have to give it a read. I actually get some good Greg Howe influence instead of just watching those old videos or like the just regular tab books, which I mean tab books are fine for stuff, but it's nice to have actual like talking, At least I hope there is. I'm jumping the gun. I didn't buy it yet, but I'm hoping there's some talking in it because I love when they explain stuff like, hey, this is why I'm doing this, instead of just doing it and being like, all right, well, here's 10 examples, the end. I don't know if you guys noticed that, you guitar player guys out there. Like, there's not a lot of books that actually explain stuff in detail, or at least not a lot, The music shop I used to work at, we had a lot of Mel Bay books and like a bunch of other, common brands. And there'd always be like scales and theory. And then you open the book and it's like, okay, here's a C scale. Here's how you make a C scale. All right, now here's how to play every single major scale on every key and not explain anything whatsoever. Example 1, example 2. And it's like, the hell is this, 100%, yeah, totally. Glad you can relate to that. I stopped buying books for that reason. I was just so ticked off with them years ago. I was like, man, the hell is this? Even like the real book. Jazz guys would always tell me when I was getting the jazz, just buy the real book. That'll solve all your answers. And I was like, okay. And it was just literally chord charts and sheet music with no explanation of anything. It doesn't talk about 2-5-1s or cycling or the theory behind it. It's just literally songs. I'm like, oh, I could have just done that by ear, I guess, but okay. Anyways, yeah, it is cool to have it like charted out for you, It's definitely worth a buy if you just want like, handy visual and say, okay, there's the notes they're playing, there's the chords, okay, there's the third or whatever. But yeah, they need more explanation books, I feel like, 'cause there's just not a lot of those. Chris Brooks, I don't know if you guys know who Chris Brooks is, but he's pretty cool. I've gotten a couple of his books just to show support. And he always teases me, I'll be like, hey, dude, just bought this book. I'm looking forward to seeing it, And he'll be like, I don't know if you really need that book, man. I don't think it's going to help you much. Oh, well, you never know. There might be something I'm not doing, I'm open-minded. There's probably a lot of stuff I don't know how to do that you're doing, And he's like, well, maybe. He put a big LOL. But his books are always like explaining, hey, here's why I'm doing this picking technique. Here's why I'm teaching this exercise. Here's the why behind stuff. I think that's neglected a lot, unfortunately, in music. So, anyways, got on a big tangent here. Sorry. But, yeah, I've always just wondered why they do that in general with musicians. There's always marketing like, hey, buy this book, buy that book. And there's never, like, an explanation of stuff. I get a lot of confused people that buy the Grimoire book and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They just look at a bunch of random scales and chords and there's no anything. And then I gotta, like, give them the theory, which is fine. At least it's there. It's something, but... Anyways, let's try to warm up a little bit more and we'll jump into some other fun stuff. Okay. I always hate warming up with 16-note triplets. Hey. Now if I do that, see if I can try to do that. Let's see. I was going to try to fit in 16-note triplets here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at this speed or not, because it's kind of fast. It's not stupid going forwards. Oh my goodness. Let's just stick to 16th. Yeah. Yeah. String crossing is always awkward. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you guys. I was trying to get that and I kept screwing it up. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, Elias? Oh my gosh, 2 a.m. in Finland. That's insane. Well, thanks for coming to hang out, dude. What's up, Doroteo? How you doing, man? Just trying to get my hands warmed up. Sorry, guys. I know this is like boring to hell to you guys. But I gotta do this, otherwise I'm gonna suck really bad in the backing track, so... I was like doing that kind of thing. Let's see. Now if I could switch back and forth, it's kind of hard, like forward, and then backwards. So. This throws my... Wait. That's awkward. No, wait. Wait. That's weird to go back from, like, forward. Wait. That's sloppy as hell, but oh well. What are you gonna do? Alright, let me see here. warm up my picking hand. It sounds like shit, to be honest. That's my Malmsteen impersonation for the day. Let's see here. Dorotio. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that, Dorotio. Ah, it's brutal, dude. 12 years. Ah, man, I feel ya. That hits hard, man. That sucks. To be somewhere that long. It's like where I was working for 10 years and I got fired. And after 10 years, I can kind of sort of relate. Not 12, but I can feel you, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, man. What's up, Richard? How you doing? Good to see you. Just getting my arms warmed up here. This is a boring stream, so just getting my hands kind of loose as best I can. Let's do some more legato stuff. I did some picking. Let's do some light legato movements again. Just trying to relax my hands, not be tense, you know. That's one thing I got to work on a bit better. Missed a note. There we go. Yeah. Try to be really light here. What's up, Jack? Appreciate that, dude. Hope you're having a good Friday as well. Do there. No. Don't want to do a... I was trying to think of different patterns I want to do. Sorry. No. No. Wait. It's hard not to rush the notes there. Wait. Nope. 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 That's a little better. I had to clean it up. I wasn't sure what pattern I was trying to do, and then I kept rushing the notes, which is what happens when I'm not warmed up, so. Hey, what's going on, Guitar Man? How you doing? That's rough, Dorotio. That is absolutely rough. Let's hear. I'm digging your new guitar. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I'm digging it, too. You and me both, man. My hands aren't letting me do it either, that's for sure. Oops. Wait. Trying to copy like a Tom Quayle movement there. Ah, damn. Take a breather. We'll go back to grinding in a minute. Did you buy a new camera? I've noticed that many of your TikTok shorts look really sharp. Thanks, dude. It's actually a really old camera. If you go back on my channel, you'll see a lot of videos from my YouTube days. Well, I still do YouTube, I guess, but not like I used to. But I used to use it all the time for probably the last 4 years, doing long-form videos and like full cover songs and stuff. I don't use it as much anymore because nobody watches my long-form videos, so I just don't feel motivated to make a lot of those. But I pull it out once in a while for Reels to see if it works for the algorithm. But yeah, I'm glad you're liking it. Oh, it's Mitch. Okay, sorry, dude. I get the... Yeah, I always forget your new, or not your new, but your other channel name. Appreciate you, Jack. Hey, 56 is the new 26, man. we out here. Heck yeah, man. We out here. Absolutely. Heck yeah. Richard's an awesome player. Richard is an awesome player. And if you guys don't know who Richard is, Ball the Shredder there. And you guys should know who the Ball the Shredder is, I imagine. He's like super famous. He just had a Hollywood producer guy at his house. This Martin guy that does a lot of cool stuff. So go check out that video if you haven't. Pretty exciting. Oh, cool, man. You just got on my channel 6 months ago. Well, thanks for joining, dude. I appreciate that. Heck yeah. Oh, okay. Sounds cool, man. Heck yeah. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good Friday out there. I'll be here for just a little while. I have a lesson at 6 o'clock. It's 4:48, so I'll be here for, an hour or so. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything, or if you just want to chit-chat, or however you want to do it. Make sure here. Let me reply back to a student real quick. Okay. All right, going back here to the thing. How often do you jam with other people? It's been years for me, but is that a bad thing if progress is good? Not really. It's not a big thing. Gosh, with other people, like a band situation, it's been probably years. I'd say maybe since back in 2018, maybe last time I played a gig somewhere. I just don't really care for gigging as much as I used to. Only because I just don't, I don't mind the money and stuff, but then you gotta deal with drunk people and smell the smoke. I don't smoke, so it gets, kind of rough in my lungs. And then you gotta deal with people wanting to be belligerent or fighting each other and then knock into your equipment. And then you gotta deal with bandmates. And it's just a whole thing. I don't miss doing that. I used to have to do 40 songs, and we'd have to play them every week and band practice, and it's like having a relationship with people. So I don't know. I think you don't really need to be in a band unless you want to. It's not like a huge deal breaker, but it's totally interesting perspective there. Can I play Comfortably Numb? Yes, I can. I'm not going to do that because that'll give me a copyright strike most likely, because Pink Floyd songs are always hard-hitting on here. But yeah, let's see. I can't wait to see some more of your creepy videos you make. Thanks, dude. You like my creepy videos? I got one coming up about trolls, because I get a lot of trolls lately, so I'm going to make a funny video. It might be a little creepy, so you might like a good laugh out of that one. Same here. Last gig was in 2018. Well, we're in the same boat then, man. Yeah. I'm just a bedroom shredder guitar teacher full time. So I just teach people, and that's pretty much it. And play for you guys online. Nothing too wild. Can make your own music at home, and probably much better than playing with others. I would like to have a band to record with me, because I do have like 4 albums, right? If you guys didn't know, I have 4 actual albums. I don't count my first one because it kind of sucked really bad, so I just count the 4 that didn't suck as bad. And I did all those myself with some guest solos, but I didn't have any. I never had an experience making my own music with an actual band. It's just been covers or doing session work for people. So, hey, what's up, Juji? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Kai? There's one of my students. Good to see you, dude. Hope practice is going well. Can I play Flying in a Blue Dream? Yeah, we probably could jam on that. I don't know it by heart, but we could jam on it. It's a common question here, but what's your musical educational background, or are you self-taught? Good question. So, yeah, I took lessons in person, mainly private lessons for a little while. I was self-taught for my first 2.5 years, I would say, 2.5 years. And I knew I had a lot of bad habits. And so I was playing things like wrong, and I knew shapes and sounds, but I didn't know what scales were. I didn't know what chords were. It was a big mess. I didn't know what any of the stuff was, sorry. But when I started taking lessons with a guy, local guy, we've shown him on the channel, Kevin, and he kind of taught me some basics that I didn't know, some fundamental stuff. And then from there, I went back to being self-taught for a while. I was reading a lot of books. I was trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do next? What teacher do I want to go do next? And so it took a while. I was just reading a lot on my own, self-taught again. And then, a couple years later, took some more lessons from some other private teachers. I had a blues guy. He was primarily blues, but he was showing me rock stuff. And then that kind of gave me more theory. Kept reading books, kept going down the path. And long, boring story short, I've had a lot of private teachers. Never went to college. Never could afford that, unfortunately. But still didn't let it stop me. Had a lot of book reading, had a lot of good teachers, had a lot of experience playing. So that's been my background in music. Do I teach online primarily? Yes, I do. For those of you that don't know, my lesson prices, I charge $35 for a 1-hour lesson. I have an application form. You can go to my website. You just type in Lester Mitchell, or you can go to my YouTube homepage here. You just fill that out for me so I get your contact info. And I also have a deal where if you want to pay for 4, 1-hour lessons, I only charge you $100. So that way, you save a little bit of money if you want to pay for a bundle type plan. So doing well, Les. How are you? That's good to hear. And I'm doing well also. Thank you for asking. Let's see. You like the game tunes? Same here. I like those also. Mitch says, I forgot what DAW you use. I use Cakewalk by BandLab, and I had to download the new Cakewalk free Sonar version because I guess they're going to discontinue one of them eventually. So I got the other one backed up and ready. But yeah, 35 is awesome. I'll for sure get that one. Appreciate that. Yeah, anytime you're ready to hit me up, just hit me up. My schedule's rotating. I teach 7 days a week, and I get different students at different time spots. So as long as you give me like at least a day or two notice, I can fit you into a spot. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well out there so far. I'll do some jamming here now. I think I've warmed up my hands enough, and I think I've probably bored you guys to death with my metronome exercises. Well, hopefully I haven't bored you to death. I have to do it because, if I don't, my hands are sloppier than they're going to be, and then I end up suffering really bad and sounding terrible. So thanks for being patient with me. I appreciate you guys. I have not done any improv jamming since last week, so yeah, just bear with me. If you guys have any questions about anything, or you just want to chit-chat with me about anything, shoot it my way, and I'll try to answer as I play. But if I don't answer right away, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just going to do some wild improvisational stuff, nothing that fancy. All right, let's see what this backing track sounds like.
Imagine being able to build an app with...
Let me pull this up on the screen for you guys. Where the heck? Oh, window capture. There it is. That's what's going on. I had to reset my window capture. Ah, see, I can tech sometimes. Only sometimes. Don't expect me to tech all the time. All right, now I don't know what this is going to sound like, and hopefully it's going to sound good and loud. Oh yeah, this is one of those ones that's kind of quiet. Turn my volume up a little bit because I can't really hear myself fully. Alright, coolest track. I just wish it was a little louder too, because it's like hard to hear one or the other. But anyways, what's up, Larry? How you doing? Lester ASMR, absolutely. Cheddar sauce cheese. All right. Let's see, really great sound. Thanks for that. Appreciate you guys. Perfect amount of gain. Okay, I'll leave it at that then. Always on the fence about what I want it to sound like, but I'm glad you guys like it. That's pretty metal. You guys like metal, I'm assuming? Just gonna turn this down a hair. What else can we do here? Maybe I'll do this instead, okay. I'm not really sure what to play after that. Sorry, got kind of sidetracked. Okay, where are we at here? I'll take whatever you're dishing out. Appreciate that. Ah, good question. Yeah, well, I like Greg Howe. I like Guthrie Govan. I like Vinnie Moore, Andy Timmons, those kind of guys. So I try not to use a lot of distortion if I can help it. I have two different settings. This one's more of like a mid-range for leads. So and it works good for these like fast lines, like a Michelangelo Badia. But I have more of like a lighter kind of crunch one for background rhythm. Or just a light lead if I want to play something that's not very distorted. Something. And that kind of sounds not so aggressive, I guess. But then I have other tones in here that I have for like jazzier stuff, right? So stuff I'm doing like. That kind of stuff when I'm playing my notes, bebopping kind of lines. Or, softer chord voicing ones, like this one's more for, light kind of lead sounds. I'm a little out of tune though, so let me fix that, because I heard that the string is a bit off. Okay, turn that down for just a second. Where am I at here? I was beating the crap out of the B string earlier, so that makes sense. Turn that down there. Yeah, I get carried away beating the crap out of these strings, so I gotta be careful because they're kind of old. I have new strings on the way, but they're not here yet, so. Okay, there we go. Good enough. Yeah, totally for pinch harmonics. Can you play something in the Phrygian dominant scale? Actually, you know what? That's exactly what I was doing in this track. I was doing D Phrygian dominant. So I was doing this. Sloppy playing on my part. But yeah, that was the Phrygian dominant action. Are these all plug-in stuff or like a multi-effects pedal? Yeah, just a multi-effects pedal. I don't use plugins because I'm not smart enough to mess with all that. Let's see here. I'm not going to be taking requests for like playing over actual songs because I don't want to get in any more trouble. I already had an issue this morning where I was trying to upload. You know the Street Fighter tune I did this morning? Well, I uploaded that, and I had to re-upload it because the first time it was too long. I guess if it's over a minute, it blocked my video and gave me a warning. So stupid, because apparently it's like protected Universal Entertainment Studios or something stupid. Anyway, so I had to take it down, and I had to re-edit the video, and then I had to cut it off temporarily, and then put it back up at like 57 seconds. So part of it isn't even in there, which sucks. But anyways, yeah, so I gotta be more careful in here because YouTube's a jerk. Never have this happen to me on TikTok or Instagram. What strings do you use? I can't get away from elixirs. I love these slippery feel, and I've had them last 8 months. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I've used elixirs before. The only thing I like better than elixirs is clear tone. Clear tone seemed to last equally as long as Elixir, but I just like the feel of clear tones, so I use them a lot. But at this point in time, I'm just using some cheap Ernie Ball, 10 gauge strings. These are just some basic ones I got on Amazon because they were like $5, and they're having a sale a few months back. And I was trying to avoid buying $20 strings for right now. So yeah, these are just regular Ernie Balls, and they're beat the hell out of. So yeah, anyways. But yeah, coda strings are awesome. I can agree with that statement. Totally. What is this track? C sharp minor to B flat minor backing track. That sounds like it'll be interesting. Just shifting. And where does the shift happen? Let's see. Sounds really quirky. What's the best gig I've ever been to? Oh gosh. I think I'll answer this question real quick for you guys. So the best gig I ever been to was the one where people didn't like mess up any of my gear. That was the best gig. And the same place also was like a metal crowd. We covered Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction, and I did the solo, and the guy came up to me, and he was like this big, tall, super tatted out dude, really buff. And he walked up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I was waiting for you to do the solo of that song, and I was waiting for you to screw it up. And if you screwed it up, I was going to punch you in the face." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, but you did all right, man. You did all right, so I'm not going to, do that." And he kind of shook me, and I was like, oh, thanks, I guess. That was my favorite gig moment because it was honest and chill. But like every other gig I ever played at casinos or bars, there's always drama. People shooting each other or knifing each other, or people fighting each other over women and stupid things like that, or Hell's Angels getting in trouble with people. I don't miss gigging. But yeah, I could do some jazzy stuff for sure. Can't beat the Ernie Ball prices. Yeah, totally. It's the budget man's strings. You play on 10s also. Nice. Yep, so you guys are all similar to me. It looks like you play a hybrid set, yeah? 10 to 59 is a hybrid set or something? Is that like I forget what they call that one. Is it called hybrid? I don't even remember. Anyways, jazzy tunes. Yeah, there's a lot of different jazzy tunes out there. Some good ones would be like, I don't know if you like, there's different types though. Let's see. Let's just type in like bossa nova type grooves. I like more bossa nova style jazz. Backing tracks. Let's see. And I can give you some ideas of what I like about it. I don't know what this... I know if this one sounds usually pretty fair. I like this one a lot because it has a nice mellow sound. Okay, let's keep the distortion on though. And just a lighter distortion. And let me fix something in my audio real quick just to make sure I can get a little bit more ring in there. Sorry, I was just doing a little legato exercise there. But let me turn this down just a hair because it's a little loud now. It's a little better. But yeah, it's kind of playing stuff like that. I like, doing that kind of sounds more mellow. They have more upbeat jazzy ones, which are kind of more awkward, like, let's see, up-tempo swing jazz backing tracks. And they have like these, you know, you do kind of boppity lines. If I can find a good track here, I don't really know which one's a good one. I haven't listened to these. What does this sound like? And I'll get my cleaner setting on. It's funny to advertise this stuff because I don't pay for Hulu. I don't even watch a lot of sports. Which is funny. This is not up-tempo. They lied to me. That's okay. Sounds like I said regular 251 this one, but I like something a little more upbeat if they had something upbeat. That'd be kind of cool for once, but you know, just my thoughts on that. Oh, here we go, swinging it up. What is this? Maybe it'll actually be good. Hopefully. So you can do a lot of different weird movements with that, you know, like triadic. Walk-in outlines. Or, you know, even some weird stuff. Do stuff like that, and they have minor swing patterns, which are like minor 251s. But anyways, let me go back here. Sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you guys. Where we at? That's funny. 13 to 56. You're a glutton for punishment. Oh my goodness. 9 to 42. Nothing wrong with that. Smooth is nice. I agree. Yeah, same here. I have a little bit. I'm just used to playing on 10s, so when I go to 9s, I end up bending them a little further than I like. Yeah, totally. The older we get, the more we like jazz. I totally feel you on that. Yeah, the more jazz stuff I like to play is mainly just, you know, accompaniment by myself, like I was doing earlier, like doing the finger style stuff. So, you know, let's try to do this. There we go. Stuff like that, or maybe doing the finger patterns, that kind of thing. Or where was that from? Where was it? But I said it was. I did the back part wrong. As it was. Sorry. But more importantly, I like more of the smooth kind of sound stuff, so I like to cyclic back with myself. So if I play a pattern, like let's say I'm doing 2-5-1. But it cycles through that, you know, like you do this a lot in jazz. 2-5-1 movements, right? So D minor, G7, C major 7, then shift down. This becomes a 2-5-1 in B flat major, turning this major 7 into a minor 7, modulate, shift down. Now I'm playing a 2-5-1 again, 2-5-1. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff like that you can do. But also just playing chords and seeing what melody sounds good on top. And then, you know, getting used to hearing the chord tones over those. Anyways, let's see. Who for y'all is the absolute technical GOAT? Oh man, it's a tough one. Like just physical technical ability? If I'm not thinking about phrasing or anything, and I'm just thinking about technical playing, probably Guthrie or Howe. Greg Howe plays everything from speed picking to fusion to legato lines. I mean, him or... yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah, obviously Holdsworth's great too, but I think more of his theory and weird chords, like, you know, those weird lines he does. It's like, ugh. What the hell, you know? Why? Why are you making these chord shapes, man? And it's like a... the Looking Glass song. Look, what the hell is this chord? Who sits there and says, you know, I think this is great. Yeah, I'm gonna do that and just... yeah, you know, why not? That makes total sense. What the hell is that, you know? Holdsworth's amazing, though. I had to laugh at his video. If you guys seen his instructional video where he sits there and he's like, oh, I didn't really want to be here today, but I never really liked guitar. He's like, you know, I never really wanted to be a guitar player, but anyways. You have to laugh. What's up, Clutch? Yeah, Paganini is awesome. I agree. Fingers are what does it for me. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's really just unbothered. He reminds me of somebody in the family that's an alcoholic, and it will flip out at any moment. So you're just trying to keep your cool around them, and they really just want to get drunk. That kind of remind me of the vibe. No disrespect intended to him. He just kind of gives me that like pissed off energy deep inside, like a deep rage, you know. Maybe that's why he makes such chill music that sounds chaotic. I don't know. But yeah, as far as like technical players, I'd say probably Guthrie, only because, you know, he can do anything from crazy chicken picking country to gypsy jazz to just any style. Like, I've never heard him mess up a style. He does classical really good. I mean, it's bizarre to see somebody play everything. It was a big inspiration to me when I was younger because I wanted to play all styles too. You know, I thought I want to learn all these different things, and I would take lessons from different people and learn different techniques, or like reggae, you know. Or, you know, funk stuff. Right. It's just constantly, constantly pissed he doesn't play the saxophone, yeah. Man. Yeah, it is a bummer. Poor guy. I know they said that the guitar was cheaper for him. Not makes sense. Saxophones are expensive as hell. I used to work in a music shop, and I remember how pricey they could get. So Makes total sense. Total sense. But anyways, getting sidetracked on you guys. Let's go back to playing some lines. And yeah, we'll keep it going. Let's see, what is this? Up-tempo. Let's look at some rock tracks and see what we can do. Straight to the point, this one says. F sharp.
However, our third quarter earnings show a market trend that indicates
a market trend. Oh boy. Oh, okay, yeah, just like a Dorian groove or what? Yeah, Dorian. No one wants to play there on that. Kind of ran out of licks. Oh, what's up, Guitar Max? How you doing, man? Excellent harmonics. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. See, George says, I used to read Guthrie's magazine column. Whoa, that's wild, dude. Guthrie is definitely the human Swiss Army knife. Totally. If we could have the right hand, or the left hand even, of Guthrie, that'd be really awesome. I can't take it anymore. I have to practice now. Hopefully I could be of help, man. Max says, you never run out of licks. I like to think that, but I run out of licks all the time, man. I honestly bore myself. I'm always playing the same crap. You know how it is. We go to get to like our, comfortable licks, I call it. And then I try to play outside of that, and I regret it. I'm like, oh, man. Oh, gosh. But I hope you're doing well out there, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll be here for another 25 minutes or so. I got a lesson at 6. It's 5:25, so be here for a little bit longer. But thanks for hanging out with me. We'll do some more jamming in the meantime. I'll try to. Look at the side here. They have all kinds of different ones. This one's always one of my favorites to jam. Yeah, let's do it, I guess. I know I do this one often, but who doesn't like the old Guthrie track, man? Timing there was a little off. Let's try that again. I want to do that lick. Like that. Or maybe put it here. I don't like that. That pattern? I think I like doing that better, but it still sounds a little weird. Let's try it over here. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of run out of ideas there on that. That's a tough track, though, man. It always like does a bunch of crazy stuff. Oops, looks like Nightbot did something crazy there. Sorry about that, man. Nightbot has its own authoritative approach to stuff, more than I would. Color my world with sound. Any tips on learning to be a better improviser? Well, learn from my mistakes, that's for sure. that would be step one, I guess. Watch what I do wrong and try not to do the same thing that I'm doing, because I'll screw up sometimes. I don't know what the heck happened, and I have to reanalyze myself. So that's the first tip. Second tip is look at people you like a lot and try to emulate what they're doing, and like see how it colors over the chords. You know, that'd be my guess. And sometimes you just gotta take risk, man. That'd be step 3. Just try to see what sounds like it works. Like you can map out all the scales and the chord tones and everything, and that's one step. But then applying it's a whole nother, which is kind of hard. So trying to figure out, like in this case, you know, I know they're playing C minor, so I can play C minor, pentatonic or natural aioli. Now try to play with the timing or the intervals. It's like there, try to like add like a melodic minor mode, right? It's aioli in flat 5. Or maybe add over here, altered. I do that a lot, or play it up. So I'm playing like triadic things too on top. Like this is a triad with the 5th chord. So like if you're playing the G minor on top, and let's add some chromatics. Oh, it's always over that 5th chord in minor. I know I like that sound, but I always screwed up. Then here, I'm just kind of adding that, you know, inside, right? So that's Aeolian flat 5. It should be that shape, which is kind of awkward. Or like you can start off the 5th again, and I'll play like altered scale, which is melodic minor 7th mode there. Not very good sounding on my part. I was kind of screwing it up here. I was supposed to be doing something like this. I was trying to aim for it. Then, you know, just kind of play scale runs sometimes, so there's scales. But that gets kind of boring, so I try to outline those triads. And then, you know, augmented lines. It doesn't always work, though. You have to kind of experiment, so hopefully that kind of helps. Anyways. Let me see here. Sorry. I don't think that was spamming. Yeah, this thing is it's automated, so it does its own thing. Sorry about that, dude. Do I have any Rick Renstrom songs I like to play? I don't really know any of Rick's songs, to be honest with you. I only know like a couple that he's played on his streams. I need to honestly sit down and listen to his albums and show him some love, man. I never have time to listen to stuff, which sucks. I'm always so busy teaching and working and whatnot. I need to sit down and enjoy some music. Yeah, totally. What's up, Retro Puffer? Yeah, totally. And altered is a type of Locrian scale, so you could think that, you know. So, like, this is a better tone, by the way. The other one's a little too noisy. But, yeah, this... Alright, you can think... And I just try to play it, like, in short lines. Like, you hear me do this a lot over backing tracks. I'll walk up. That's Aeolian flat 5, and then I'll do the same lick in the box for altered. Or you might see me do pentatonic, and then walk up like that. But if the timing's off, like you heard, then it sounds like crap, because I messed up my timing in some of these improv things. I always screw up live. I get nervous. Even though I play all the time, I get, like, on the spot, you know, I forget what I'm playing. If you guys want more information on this stuff, and, like, playing over this track specifically and other tracks similar, and melodic minor stuff, I have a bunch of lessons in my playlist that are free. You can watch melodic minor lesson video, or the improvisational lesson video about using melodic minor, or just improvising in general using triads. I have a bunch of stuff on there, so... Yeah, so think of it like, you know, if you're starting here on your, you know, 10th fret of your A string, right? And I go 10, 11, 13. So root second, or flat second, flat third. Good. I'm jumping over here. Right, so I'm going to this string, D string 9. Okay. That's 9, 11, 13. And then lastly, G string 10, 12. That's the octave. You can think of it as seventh mode of melodic minor, and melodic minor is easy to remember. Just think of melodic minor being like your major scale with a flat 3. That's the way I think of it. So like if I do C melodic minor, starts off like that, right? So then I play the rest as a major scale. So think of C major and just flatten the third. And that's just giving you a reference example, right? Of what I'm messing around with here. You could do this anywhere, the same shape, but that'd be just the one shape to start with. Even though it is a melodic minor scale, and in classical music they teach you to, ascend up melodic minor and back down natural minor, which I don't do because I do jazz theory. I don't do classical theory. But if you look it up in classical, it's going to be taught different, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, hopefully that kind of helps you out a bit. Let's see here. Oh, man. That's not fun, dude. Hey, looking forward to our lesson, by the way. This is David up here chatting with me. He's going to be a new student of mine, so we're looking forward to that tonight. It'll be in about 15 minutes or so. Yes, thank you. All the best elements of Phrygian in the whole tone scale. There you go. Exactly. All the best elements. Good way to put it. But yep, if you guys ever want to know about that kind of stuff, I have some free lessons in my playlist, or you can always take lessons like David's doing here, and we can go one-on-one, and I'll do my best to help you with theory stuff. And I don't know everything, there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know, and I have to go find people that have to help me. So, example, I'm working on stuff like double harmonic major, and I have to go follow Rick Beato because there's nobody I know I can talk to that knows this stuff. It's very eccentric, you know what I mean? But for most stuff, I can cover, melodic minor, harmonic minor, major minor stuff, modes of all those modes of harmonic minor modes, melodic minor modes of major scale, chord construction, all that stuff. I can help you with technique to some degree. But most people lately been taking lessons mainly for theory stuff. They have technique already, right? Like we talked about Rob Arnold. He's a good guy taking lessons with me, but he has killer technique, plays amazing metal, better metal than I can play with riffs, but he wants to know theory, so it's pretty cool. But anyways, having said all that good stuff, any other questions for me? We got a few minutes left here before I head out, so feel free to shoot them my way. Also, forgot to mention, I'm going to be live tomorrow on TikTok for a little bit, so if you guys follow me on TikTok, I'll be vertical on my phone doing raw phone camera jams, and hopefully it'll be a little less terrible as today and all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow on TikTok. So used to do Royal Conservatory classical theory. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've heard it's very straightforward there. I know I have a friend that I work with. He's a student of mine, but he's amazing, phenomenal classical guitarist. He plays, all the Bach pieces fluidly and his Scovia stuff, all that. He's all into that stuff. He's getting his master's in classical, but he, he'll trip out sometimes on my views because I guess I think very differently from the jazz world than, the classical world. And it trips me out what he has to say sometimes. He'll be telling me, oh, that's interesting. That's like, in classical, and he'll explain something to me that's, that's not in my realm. So it's intriguing for both of us, and it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Take care, man. No worries. Thanks for hanging out, and thank you, Elias. I'll be, like I said, live tomorrow on TikTok. I tried 8-gauge strings. I have not. I've only played on 9s at the lowest. I never played on 8s. I'm afraid I probably wouldn't be able to control my bends. I don't think I trust my hands. I don't think I'm that disciplined. I'd probably jack them up. I know Malmsteen uses 8s, right? And like Billy Gibbons and stuff, those guys, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. Let me close that window like that there. But yeah, I've only used 9s, 10s, and 11s on a drop tune guitar, but I don't really like the feel of 11s. They're just too bulky for my hand. It feels really weird. And like even if they're drop tune, they still just feel weird and meaty, and then you got to get used to picking them because they're thicker on the pick side, So that's a little weird. Then you go play on 10s or 9s, and it feels like you're missing all the strings because you're used to playing on 11s, and that's a whole nother mess. But yeah, hope you guys were having a good day so far. See, Rob Arnold's channel has a lot of drool-worthy guitars. Yeah, totally. He's got a lot of cool stuff, man. But makes sense. He is a big time guitar player. I mean, he's got tours and stuff. Oh Lord, gave you a tendon cyst playing on a 7 or 8 string. Yikes. Whew. I don't know, man. I never heard of that happening, but that sounds awful. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, I've played on 7 strings before. I made a whole video on a 7 string I had one time as an agile, and I wrote a whole song with it and stuff, and it was cool. It's a little weird to get used to, but I just didn't like it too much because it was a what is it called? Not multi-scale. It was a 27 or 28. I can't remember now. It was like a year. I think it was a year and a half ago, something like that. But anyways, my whole point was it was a really wide, long neck, and it was just really fat in my hand, and it was just awkward fretting a lot of stuff. So I ended up just getting rid of it and giving it to a guy that really loved it. I was talking smack about it, and he's like, dude, I would love that guitar. And I was like, you can have it. I don't like it. Are you serious? I said, yeah, it's all yours, man. It's all yours. And he's like, okay, thanks. I'll take it. And he still uses it, I think, to this day. But also it's a Floyd Rose, and I don't like, Floyd Rose guitars that much. I can set them up, I just don't like them. Sushi. I've only had sushi once in my life. Didn't really enjoy it too much. Well, actually, it was eel. It was like an eel wrap or something. It had eel in it. It was all right, I guess. It's really chewy. Yeah, weird flavor too. Kind of like a rubber tire almost flavor. But the sauce was good. I'll give it that. I like the wasabi. That was kind of cool. But cool deal, cool deal. Hopefully you guys had a good time watching me play like crap. But yeah, I will be live on TikTok tomorrow, probably around the same time, 4 o'clock. And yeah, in the meantime, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. If I don't see you until next time, I'll try to upload some more content, doing my usual routine. And yeah, we'll get it going, man. So, cool. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.